level of localness do I want? What's really interesting and engaging to me? And one of the answers, and what are our capabilities? So, I think it's probably a bit of a mistake to look past national and international news. So I would think that I'd like to see a better handling of national and international news in the UT. That said, the paper I looked at last fall, which was a lot of wire stories on the front page, raised a lot of questions about
That brings a really good point. The last couple of months, there's been an almost total focus, so we say saturation coverage of the Gardner case. And while I have great sympathy for the families of the girls he killed, when we had a major oil spill in the Gulf, which is ongoing, the attempted bombing in New York, major national and international news stories, state news stories, what do we get? We get a tabloid coverage of Gardner to the nth degree, to the exclusion of any genuine local coverage or any local issues that really matter, that concern the community. That really disturbs me a lot, and I hope that that's not what we have to look forward to in the future. So would you comment on that?
So you think there was too much coverage?
You bet. It seems tabloid in quality.
Yeah.
And in many cases uninformed.
Yeah, I didn't think it was tabloidy or uninformed. I actually feel like there were some really important issues that were
There were some important issues, yes. But it was the screaming saturation coverage, which I found very disturbing.
Yeah, I didn't felt that it screamed, but that's just my opinion.
I think it delved too much into his personality and who is he and all that. I don't think anybody out here really gave a
Right about
who he was. He's a person who could rape and kill 2 teenage children is who he is. And anything beyond that isn't news.
Well, I think what was news there is, wow, how did this person pass through the hands of law enforcement back into the community through the net of parole and out to kill these girls? I think there's some very important public policy issues there. But I agree with you, the coverage needs to be such that people can hear it and modulate it correctly. So maybe we want to start.
But you went over the same points over and over and over again, and not productively.
There's a story in the paper tomorrow about how a woman called the police and said, I'm being stalked by this guy. And they came and responded, and they stopped this guy, Gardner, there in his car, while he was listed as the parole sex offender, and had like an open container of alcohol with him, and he didn't follow up. So yeah, there's another story. I mean, I understand you feel it was too much.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was yesterday's paper. There was a story about. Did you read yesterday's paper? There was a story about a particular place that's a mental institution that isn't a prison that you guys put together, which I thought was, another element that you're bringing to, just the public light, that there are facilities that, it's not everybody passes through.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's been a lot of coverage of
There's
it.
always the rest of the story.
It's a big issue, but clearly we could mess it up and do it wrong or get carried away. I think that's what you have here.
It was just too much.
Being a native San Diegan, I actually remember when we had Jim and the Union morning and afternoon to Hale of I Am. And I've always thought of it as a very conservative publication and, definitely towards the right. Are we, now that the demographics of San Diego are changing and there's more Democrats registering to vote, are we going to see a change in wanting to see paper in terms of
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, I guess my best answer is simply, I don't think we have a good plan for our editorial vision. And it's not that the people doing it aren't smart, hardworking people, because they are. But there's some hard questions there about what are the wellsprings of the values that need to inform something like this editorializing, telling people what to think. And when you have family ownership, that's pretty clear, right? Because it's an instrument of the family. That's one of the whole reasons own a paper. The new owners don't have any agenda. So they say, oh, we have no agenda. I'm like, I'm not sure no agenda is a very, very good agenda. So it's not something I really got a chance to work on. And I think it's a pretty important question, but I guess I don't really think it. But, you know, your question, will it be different? I think if it were the same, it would be by utter coincidence, because, you know, it's not going to be what the company's fault. Why would it?
So, Platinum Equity, not a newspaper company at all. Good thing or bad thing?
Well, I regard it as a good thing, but,
Right. Part of the reason you came here.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was thinking about that on the way over. My last job, I was head of the Interactive for the Register, but that also entailed, and probably most of my job was working for Freedom Interactive. So, you know, we have websites of all these television stations and newspapers around the country. And so my job there was dealing with like tons of newspaper publishers. Tons of newspaper publishers. And I was thinking, you know, one of the great benefits of this place is they only have one newspaper publisher. And the reason I say that is newspaper companies are filled with tradition. It's a good thing and a bad thing. Filled with frameworks about how the business ought to work, and confusion about how their world has changed. And I'll tell you, dealing with all those publishers, it's just a thicket of ideas and information and impressions and misimpressions and misinformation. And, you know, the Platinum guys are clear-eyed. They're not concerned about how the world ought to embrace newspapers. They're concerned about what's going on. What are the business factors? How is money made? How are audiences put together? To me, it's refreshing.
So, what does the UT have to do to satisfy the owners? Be successful?
Yeah, you know, I don't really know what promises are made to the ownership, so I'm sort of out of that end of it. But I think what the UT has to do to satisfy owners would be to, you know, turn profits and make money. And I'm sure a specific amount of money. I don't know what that is.
Who's your competition? As you are a newspaper and a website, and you do some radio, and you have some video, and you're playing three-dimensional chess.
I mean, a couple of things. One, unfortunately, like Father Time. So the newspaper audience is shrinking due to mortality. So that's a real problem for newspapers. On the interactive end, the competition is national player, right, from a business point of view. So if you looked at a map of San Diego's web traffic, where do people go for news and information? You'd see that most people go to Yahoo and to Google. And then, so maybe about half the people would go to one or both of those during the day.